Out to the automated election systems that is adopted in the Philippines. It was fraught with a lot of controversy because, of course, let me start first with how the technology was chosen. It really started out with the amendment to a previous automated election law. Most of the people questioned the previous election law because it was signed 10 years prior to its amendment, but it was never, in fact, implemented. So come 2007, the law was so specific about the technology to be used that it became obsolete already. So most of the people who amended or decided to amend the law made the law more technology neutral, as well as, of course, making the technology more useful, let's say, on the problems which normally occur in the precinct level. They think that to automate the elections will solve the major problems related to vote padding or vote snatching, but apparently it didn't solve the problem. Well, in 2007, they decided to amend the law without the benefit even of a national election, so testing it in a national election. Then in 2008, there were a number of people who are bidders who participated, but one by one, I think there were 11 of them, and one by one they were taken out or disqualified to be bidders because of certain technicalities. Eventually, there was some controversy also involved in the bidding process. As mentioned earlier, we had a procurement law which was waived in order to accommodate other bidders to test their elections in the 2008 regional autonomous region of Muslim Mindanao elections. They used that elections to test the technology. There were only two technologies that they decided on. This is the DRE technology, the direct reporting equipment. This is, well, the touch screen technology, or the OMR, or the optical media reader technology. There were some spotty results as to the implementation of that technology and the adoption of that technology, because there were flagrant, and perennial problems that arose from the adoption of an automation in the regional elections. Even if it was automated, you see that a lot of them didn't solve the problem of a bloated photo slips, which is very basic. You see a lot of them even encountering logistical concerns, because the machines or election paraphernalia was not delivered on time because of the inclement weather or because of a very treacherous road. Another is that we also had to consider the infrastructure that was in place in that area. It was not as sophisticated as the technology that was adopted to be. You need very good digital transmission infrastructure. So there were some problems also with sending the results. The voting was quick, true, but the transmission also got delayed. This mirrored, in 2008, this mirrored what occurred in 2010. You see a lot of them having some transmission problems, but by and large, in the first few hours of the elections, you can see that most of them were able to send their results, but the last 10% or even the last 20% had a problem. So you can see the Pareto principle happening here. The 80-20 principle. The last 20% took a long time. In fact, the last 10% did come in until the last 30 days. Yes, the last 30 days. Now, people also didn't realize that in order for you to adopt this technology, it pushes also a lot of requirements. You need the commission, the election management agency to adopt change management, not only in terms of its skills and knowledge with regards to the technology itself, but even to how you would adopt, let's say, your attitude towards the technology. Will it make it easier for the voter? Will it make it easier for the canvassers? So in the end, people decided that, well, they rated the elections based only on how it was successful to its utility to them. It was very narrow in its assessment. So I'll turn you back to Dami to at least he'll mention the verdict and what's going on in the automated election tool.
So, how was the election received by the various stakeholders? I must say that the elections were met with mixed reactions. The voters, in a survey by the leading survey company in the Philippines, 75% of the voters were indicated that they were satisfied with the conduct of the automated elections. The poll workers, the polling station officers, were even more satisfied than the voters. 90% of them said that they were very satisfied. Understandably, on the part of the voters, because the results were accepted by the public, simply because it coincided with pre-election surveys, it coincided with the exit polls that were also conducted. On the part of the poll workers, the workload has been greatly reduced by more than half. Not to mention that they were not deluged with complaints and challenges that are brought about by manual balloting and counting, such as the appreciation of ballots during the count. So the voters were very satisfied, the poll workers were very satisfied. How about the IT technology, the IT community, the information technology community of the Philippines? I am not aware of any IT group in the country that expressed satisfaction with the conduct of the elections. On the contrary, the Philippine Computer Society filed a criminal and administrative case against all the 7 election commissioners, members of the advisory of the Technical Evaluation Committee, and some of the higher rank officials of the Election Commission for violations of the law, particularly wherein they disabled or they disregarded safeguards that were mandated by the law that I will discuss in the next topic assigned to me. So in the eyes of the IT community, till then, it was not at all a success. What about NAMFREL's position? The lower house conducted an inquiry in their oversight function. The Committee on Soft Rates and Electoral Reforms, they did hearings because of the numerous complaints brought before them by candidates. And the conclusion they reached more or less coincides or echoes the conclusion, the assessment that NAMFREL has given. And may I quote from the report of the House Committee on Soft Rates and Electoral Reforms. On the national level, our committee's assessment is of mixed success. On the local level, our assessment is profound unease. The report continues, the goal of automation was never twofold, speed and accuracy. It was always singular accuracy.